Howdy, y'all. Jiraiya here, and been playing around with new things, but I've also been a little bit busy. Last week I was not able to hit up New Comic Book Day because I had won a free tattoo giveaway from a local artist. Online he goes by Kamoy Art. His name is Armando. He's fantastic, super cool guy. Got to reach back out to him real soon. Talked about making content, gave me a few ideas. We were talking back and forth, so I'm excited for that. I'll probably show you guys the tattoo here in a little bit, or at least when it's all healed up, I'll let you guys take a look at it, or I might send, right after the tattoo is done, I might put that on my profile somewhere. But anyways, between that and being somewhat neglectful and forgetful of picking up Absolute Batman number 11, I'm now caught up. I've been seeing spoilers left and right for it, and again, that's mostly my fault because I didn't catch up. However, I'm caught up now, and I just have to say, I am both extremely excited, relieved, and was, right before I read it, terrified. Because I had seen the spoilers, I think you all know what I am talking about. But let's get into it. So, in Absolute Batman number 10, we obviously see Batman. He's being experimented on. He eventually escapes with the help of Killer Croc, and now we know Bane is hunting them. So, number 11, and Alfred is speaking to Batman, or he's at least talking to, or at least, having like an internal dialogue. He's like, I should have told you about Bane. And we get his origin story. So, not too dissimilar from, obviously it's similar, but not the same. It's different, but not too different from his standard continuity origin, right? In this case, his father was basically a rebel fighter on Santa Prisca. He's the leader of the rebels, and he became, obviously was a young boy. He had him fighting in the rebellion. He would get a good fighter, all that good stuff. But they get thrown in a prison, right? Their deep, dark gulag version of their prison, right? Of Santa Prisca's prison. In there, packed in that, as soon as the pull up, everybody basically swim, hold on. Very similar to what we saw in Batman Rebirth. And, this place hardened him. It made him strong, right? They constantly fought, planned about, like, hey, what we're going to do when we get out of here. Eventually, they even, like, Bane was even acting as enforcer for his father to keep everybody, like, on the straight and narrow, right? After, gotten strong enough, or they had built up, or at least when Bane got it, they had from bones and garrots from eel guts, and they escaped. As soon as they escaped, they're like, all right, we're now time for us to go out and free Santa Prisca. But before that happens, Bane is a guy at the beach. He's got all his girls with him, and he noticed there's something strange about them girls too. Obviously, probably the thing that's, doing all the gross yeah. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's obviously the Joker, right? And they talk about how he smiles, but he never laughs. He kind of creeps everybody. Basically, the Joker offers him a deal. He says, I will give you everything you want with Santa Prisca. You will have a modern society, free society, schools, cafes, all that stuff. I can make that happen with a phone call. And at the same time, Bane's father is like, I don't know what they're talking about, but I can tell they're making a deal. And, Bane eventually walks away. And he's like, oh, I'm so happy because I thought, maybe my son might have said yes to this horrible person. Like, he could obviously tell he's getting bad vibes off him. And he's like, so, but it turns out Bane took the deal, right? Breaks his dad's back and takes over. He eventually becomes an assassin for the Joker, as well as, the guinea pig for the Venom implementation and experimentation, right? And then we fast forward back to Gotham, right? After the escape, Bane's clearly hunting after Batman. Alfred Pennyworth still having his internal dialogue. He's like, Batman, he knows you're coming after, or he knows, you're gonna fight back. You got traps laid out, cool, but he's gonna keep coming at you like Jason Voorhees, right? And he does, right? He ends up cutting off both arms of Batman, and then his face, the axe, and just flattens him, right? Quite literally. If you've ever seen a jelly donut, and then if you've ever seen someone step on a jelly donut, I don't know why you do that. That's such a waste of a perfectly good donut. But that was what Bruce Wayne's face looked like. He then takes Batman back to Arkham says, all right, do the surgery experiment on him, and they turn him into Bat-Bane, basically, right? And they talk about how they've done this before, clearly, right? They were doing something a little different with Killer. Clearly, they're making metahumans. It's the race for metahumans, but they've done this before, specifically with Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. I'm excited to see him, right? But even with like the successes they've had, they've never been able to completely 100% replicate what they did with Bane. But Bane knows that Bruce, Batman, is made of the same stuff he is, and that he will be able to survive the entire process into becoming Bat-Bane, quote unquote, right? He's got the muscles, he's got the mask, he's got guns, he looks tough. But luckily, because I was seeing all these spoilers and I was like, what is happening? Biggest fake out ever, at least in recent memory for me. And turns out, you know, Alfred's like, that's what he's planning to do for you, but you have to accept it, right? But we both know, he knows, I know, you know, back, you're gonna make it difficult. So what he's gonna do to break you is he's gonna go after your friends, right? So Bane kicks down the door and says, hey, little one, it's time. And it turns out it's the Crime Alley kids, right? Harvey Dent, Oswald Cobblepot, Edward Nygma. He's going to take them and he's going to break them to break Batman. And this is, you know, my theory. I'd imagine everybody else is theorizing this too. The beginning of their slide, right? Because they're all probably going to eventually blame Batman for what happened to them. And they're all going to go to the side of crime. But we will see, right? Because I've seen covers as far forward as, you know, issue number 14, where Killer Croc, it seems like, is fighting along. To see them on the side of villainy, or are we going to see them fight alongside Batman against new villains, or like even more serious villains in their little Gotham, Bat family, so to speak? Who knows? I'm excited. I know Absolute Batman, Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta are just saying, hey, they plotted out the next 35 issues. And I'm like, done, sold, sir. I can only get so erect. You don't have to sell me any further. I know they're gonna, him and and Wonder Woman are gonna link up in Absolute Wonder Woman number 15. I'm gonna be looking out for that one. I believe it's in November. But let me know what you think. Any interesting theories? Do you guys have any hot takes? In the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, leave a comment, leave a like, hit me up with a follow. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Jiraiya out.